Hello and welcome. I bought my 2022 Trek Domane AL3 in April of 2022, just a bit more than 1 year ago at the time that I recorded this. With one notable exception, I have been super pleased with the Domane. That single issue was the seat post. More on that in a moment. It has been a year, and I still love that metallic sapphire blue, or Alpine blue as Trek calls it, fading to gray paint job. I mean, it really pops in direct sunlight. From a more practical standpoint, the 54-inch frame's geometry is perfect for me. I mean, I can ride this bike until my legs quit and not have a hint of back pain. And that's an issue for me, so I truly appreciate this bike's fit. The bike has a Shimano Sora 2x9 drivetrain, which has been exemplary in its performance. Seriously, other than routine cable adjustment early on, the system has been absolutely trouble-free. That said, I may need to adjust the cable tension of the front derailleur. Once in a great while, I have to try a couple of times to get the shifter to trim properly to minimize cross-chaining outside of the extreme ranges. It's not really a big deal, it's just something that I need to remember to do one of these days. Getting back to the seat post, it was the single real problem I had with the Domane. No matter how carefully I torqued the post collar to the recommended spec, the post would not stay put and would slide down over the course of an hour or so. I eventually measured the stock seat post and it came in at 27.0 millimeters instead of the spec'd 27.2 millimeters. You wouldn't think 0.2 millimeters would make a difference, but it did. Now, I also measured a leftover seat post from a recently upgraded Marin Eldridge Grade 1, which came in at 27.2 millimeters. So I swapped the seat posts and the problem was solved. After giving the bike a once-over, I took it for my first road ride of the 2023 season. It was a gorgeous sunny day, just perfect day for riding. And it was the second sunny day we had in a row after a week of rain and drizzle. And this particular stretch of road is mostly descents and level, which in my mind is kind of the reward for all of the climbing that it took to get there. And I suppose that's kind of the quid pro quo of cycling. If you want to descend, you have to put in the effort to climb. Fortunately for me, the Domane has a 32-tooth low gear and a 34-tooth small chainring. Not quite 1-to-1, but close enough. And this makes climbing a lot less onerous. Yeah, I know how that sounds, but I freely admit climbs are not my strong suit. And also, this is the first road bike I've had where I spend more time on the big ring than the small one. Maybe the bike is actually that good, or maybe I'm getting better. I hope it's the latter. Now, this is my first road bike with disc brakes, specifically cable-operated ones, and I will tell you what, I think they are great. I know many reviewers on other channels disparage cable-operated disc brakes. The thing is, not many years ago, everybody was gushing over them before the hydraulic disc brakes came along. Now, I don't disagree that hydraulics are stronger than cable-operated units. In fact, all of my modern mountain bikes have them. In comparison to rim brakes, though, even cable discs are stronger. And even that does not mean that rim brakes are not any good. I kept the rim brakes on my Nishiki Maricopa in good tune, and they did not let me down even once. And there are many new bikes that still have them, including some from Trek. So I guess my point is that the introduction of new technology does not automatically render older bikes substandard. Heck, I enjoy my 6-speed automatic Chevy Cruze, but I can still drive a 3 on the tree if I had to, and not feel bad about it. So the Domane AL3 is pretty much Trek's entry-level disc brake Domane. I get a little annoyed when certain reviewers, a small minority to be sure, talk down about bikes in this category, whether they are Trek or some other brand. It's easy to disparage these bikes when one is handed high-spec bikes to review. Yes, please, tell me about the high-end models, as I really am interested. In pretty much the same way that I'm interested in hearing about the newest Corvette. But please, do not tell me that my Cruze is junk just because you are riding around in a Corvette loaner. Okay, I'm done standing on my soapbox. All in all, this was a really good 90-plus minute ride on what is a truly great bike in my opinion. I would not hesitate to buy it again if I had the opportunity to do it all over. Seriously, I like it that much. And I don't generally say that I love inanimate objects, but I am feeling pretty close to it with my Domane. If you liked this video, there is a playlist linked lower left for it, and there's a link to another video lower right. And as always, seriously, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.